We've been studying in the lab why people are selfish or selfless recently. So we've been looking at things like donations to charity. So $199 billion was given to charity in 2005 by individuals in the US. And we've seen enormous gifts by people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett giving billions of dollars to charity. At one point they must have been selfish, they were amassing wealth, and now they're being very selfless. So how does that happen? What determines the switch between selfish and selfless? So to study this, we began examining the role of testosterone, this prototypical male hormone that we're all familiar with. Testosterone is interesting because it blocks the action of oxytocin. So we had shown that oxytocin, which is this hormone of love and of bonding, causes people to be generous. Testosterone stops that action. So of course we know this. Young men tend to be less generous, more selfish, more focused on themselves. So how does that happen? So in this study we created alpha males. And here's what we found. We found that alpha males, compared to themselves on placebo, were substantially less generous, 27% less generous, and yet at the same time they were much more likely to punish someone else for not being generous towards them. So testosterone varies over your lifespan. So it tends to be very high in young males going through puberty and starts to decline in middle age. This suggests that we'd see a reduction in empathy for young men, much more impulsive behavior, much more selfish behavior, and as men age we'll see greater empathy, greater caring. Turns out also that when you're married and when you have children, your testosterone falls. So the men that we expect to see more empathy from would be married men, men with children, and this is consistent with our intuition that guys who are married are more trustworthy in some sense. So I think women have this great socializing effect on men. They make us more sociable, more empathic. The implication for economics is that you'll see a lot of the desire to acquire wealth among young men. So if you look at, for example, stockbrokers on Wall Street, these are by and large young males. So high drive, high motivation to acquire wealth. Then once you've acquired that wealth and you age a little bit, your testosterone falls and the drive to show off, to attract mates, to accumulate wealth is reduced.